Hello everyone, I am Brior and welcome to a special Goodgame Empire video. Chances are you play the game on your laptop or desktop computer, but did you know it is also possible to play on a mobile device? Because it's more complicated than simply putting the URL into your favorite mobile browser, in today's video I'm going to give you a step-by-step tutorial for getting Empire running on your phone. If you've ever needed to access the game while not near a computer, perhaps to defend against an incoming attack, you will understand the value of having an alternate access method. In case time is of the essence in the future, it's important you learn how to do this and set things up properly now, so let's get going. The first thing on the agenda is to obtain a special piece of software from the Play Store. I should mention that my phone is a Samsung Galaxy S7, so I'm not sure if this will work on an Apple product, but you're welcome to try it by visiting the App Store. In the search box, we are going to type the words Puffin Web Browser. You may see it appear under the suggested searches, but I am going to type in the full name of the application for redundancy's sake. Puffin is a mobile browser that has Adobe Flash, which sets it apart from the other mobile browsers and enables it to run things like Empire. There's no need to worry about this download because Puffin is a very popular and completely safe product. Just be sure you're downloading the right thing. Once you touch the download button, you'll need to give your phone a second to grab and install the application. Be patient and you will be fine. Once our installation is complete, we can open the web browser right from the Play Store, but normally you'll be opening it from the icon that has been placed on your home screen. The first time you open the application, you will receive a series of messages telling you more about what it is. None of these are important for this video, so I just skipped through them. At long last, we've arrived at the Puffin home page. I am very close to being able to run Goodgame Empire on my phone, but first let me show you through Puffin's settings menu. You can open the settings menu by touching these three dots in the upper right hand corner of the screen and then touching the gear icon. The first setting that is important to Goodgame Empire is going to be the one that reads Request Desktop Site. It is imperative that this option be checked because you will be redirected to Empire 4 Kingdoms if you try to visit Goodgame Empire without this enabled. I'm actually going to leave this option unchecked for now just because I'd like to show you what happens. The next option in the settings menu is equally as important. Puffin blocks pop-ups by default, but this messes with Goodgame Empire and will break some of the features in the game. You can play with this enabled, but you won't be able to access the payment shop or the forums directly from the game, and some background processes will also be affected. To get the most out of Empire while playing on your phone, I would recommend you uncheck this option and allow pop-ups. As we continue down the settings menu, we can see that users are given the power to determine their own search engine. Microsoft's Bing is the default search engine, but because I'm a human, I greatly prefer Google. Here in the display submenu, there are a few options that will adjust how the browser appears on the screen of your phone. You should make sure to have your mouse and keyboard buttons enabled so that you can enter text into the chat and login boxes of the game. Other than that, all the display options can be adjusted according to personal preference. The final thing you might want to investigate is the data savings option, which is at the top of the main settings menu. Here you can adjust the clarity at which flash objects will appear. This slider does not seem to make a discernible impact upon the appearance of the game, but because I am on Wi-Fi and do not have to worry about cellular data consumption, I might as well leave the graphics turned up. Image compression may help you save data, but it doesn't have anything to do with Goodgame Empire. So now that I've shown you through the settings menu, it's time to actually attempt to access Goodgame Empire itself. We can do this by typing empire.goodgamestudios.com into the URL bar that appears near the top of the screen. If you've done it before, it may appear as a suggestion thanks to your phone's great memory. A few minutes ago, I left the option for Puffin to request the desktop version of a website disabled, and you'll see now why this is a bad thing. Goodgame Studios, detecting that we are running a mobile browser, has sent us to the Play Store to pick up Empire 4 Kingdoms. The two games are very similar, but you won't be able to access your main account through 4 Kingdoms, so that's certainly not what we want. In order to access the real game we are looking for, we will need to trick Goodgame Studios into thinking that we are using a regular computer. Let's return now to Puffin, where we can revisit the settings menu and enable the Request Desktop Site option. You'll see that Empire reacts immediately in the background as the page is refreshed, and suddenly we are presented with the login screen we all know and love. Success. We can lower the login menu simply by tapping the screen of the phone. The next step is to tap inside the username box, but some players will be surprised that no keyboard appears. In order to enter data into the field, we first need to click on Puffin's keyboard icon located in the bottom right corner of the screen. Because my username is Brior, that's what I shall type into the box. My contacts' emails kept appearing as typing suggestions, so if you're wondering why the black box appeared on the screen, that's why. I'll go ahead and repeat the process for the password box. Now that we've entered all of our information, we can go ahead and click the green login button just as we would normally do on a computer. The game will probably take a few more seconds than usual to load up on your phone, and you will quickly notice that some parts are fuzzy and or pixelated. As I said before, the purpose of accessing the game on your mobile device will probably be to defend yourself in the event of an incoming attack. Unless you have a device with a very large screen, this will not be an enjoyable way to play Goodgame Empire. Nevertheless, you can see I am perfectly capable of closing windows, clicking on things, and moving my screen around. Let's go ahead now and do some recruiting so I can show you how to access the smaller buttons on the screen. For myself and anyone else who has large fingers, clicking on that help button might instead mean spending rubies to double my troops. To avoid this, I'll simply zoom in on the screen by putting 2 fingers on the screen and moving them apart, just as you would ordinarily do on a phone. Clicking the button is now possible without any risk of spending rubies. To cleanly zoom out, I'll simply tap on the screen twice in quick succession. Something else that can be difficult to do on the phone is adjust sliders, which is unfortunate because you will often have to do so in order to set up a proper defense. By clicking on one of my towers and then clicking on the defense icon, I'll bring up a slider I can show you how to manipulate. Pressing down with one finger on the bar and attempting to move it does no good, so instead you will have to open the trackpad. This is the icon in the lower left corner of Puffin. It's shaped like a mouse. Once the trackpad appears, you can put one finger inside of the box and move around your cursor. Position your cursor over one of the moving bars and then put down another finger in the trackpad box. If you move them both now, you will be able to drag the slider left and right, though it is very difficult. We will take a look at another potentially easier way to do this momentarily. I should mention that if you are connecting to Goodgame Empire using your cell service, you will quickly use up your data. You should monitor your data closely, especially if it is your parents' data you are using. You should also realize that there are responsible and irresponsible times to play Goodgame Empire on your phone, and I can't take any responsibility for any bad decisions you make. The last thing I have to show you is how to put Goodgame Empire in theater mode. To do this, open Puffin's menu by once again clicking the 3 dots icon. The button you are looking for after this is the one labeled theater. That text box just informed us that we can now drag elements like sliders around with just one finger, which is probably going to be very helpful. Let's try it out now by revisiting the defense slider. Indeed, it is now much easier to adjust my defenses. Unfortunately, because it is not possible to zoom in the screen while in theater mode, it wouldn't be very easy for me to add in tools. I hope you enjoyed today's video and also learned something from it. If you did, please consider sharing it in Alliance chat or just giving it a big thumbs up. I've been Brior, thanks for watching and have a great day.